Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Another Wednesday. And the sun is shining. Hurrah! Good morning. Good morning. People here already. Wow, lots of people here already. Seriously, have you got nothing else to do? Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to a chat. Welcome to spring. Hopefully it's sprung in your area. Good evening, Sephora, or autumn, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, little Miss Nemo. Good morning. Good morning. As always, if you are watching, do please pop a hello in the comments. And we'll see where we go from there. As always, it's a community effort, these chats. But I've got to be on time today, okay? Got a meeting to go to, so got to be on time today. When Ness comes to pick me up, she'll be very cross if I'm not ready on time. Good morning, Candy. Good morning, Emma. Eric he's downstairs sitting in the sunshine. He's in the kitchen with his bed, nose pressed up against the window, looking out the garden, sunbathing. And that's where he'll be now until, about September. Good morning. No, nothing better to do at the time. Good. Me neither. Welcome. Ness should have come early and joined in the fun. Yes, I tried to persuade her, but she avoids the camera. We'll get her. No, Ness and I are off on, I would say a jolly, but it's not. We're off on a business meeting this morning to sort out something exciting, new for the future. Lots happening at Kitchen Witch. Huge amounts happening at Kitchen Witch. We have got plans coming out of our ears. So watch this space, really. It's all happening. I think it was that eclipse energy. It's kind of, the eclipse for me is a bit of a reset button. Sets everything back to where it should be. It might turn a lot of things on its head, but it was a bit of a reset. So yeah, lots going on. Lots of people already. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Trudy. Good morning, David. Feeling sorry or annoyed? More annoyed with myself. Hate being ill. Oh no, being ill's rubbish. Hope you feel better soon, David. Little Miss Nemo. Oh no, interweb being silly. I've got a new kit here. We have a new router and a new booster thing. So fingers crossed it's not on my end. Good morning, girl. Good morning, Sue from sunny Sunderland. At last, no rain. Yes, thank goodness. Good morning, Janet. Right there, here's a very subtle prompt that we have a self-confidence ritual online, open to everyone this coming Saturday, 13th of April, 7 p.m. Remember that we are on British summertime now for those over the sea. On the Kitchen Witch Coven Facebook group, on the Kitchen Witch YouTube channel. We'll be doing a little bit of a self-confidence spell as well. If you missed the live, it's up there for replay. Good morning, Vintage Witchcrafts, Jackie and Steve. Good morning, Hannah. Perpetual tiredness seems to be the energy every day for me. Oh no. Yeah, menopause stuff does me in the moment. That's the thing for today. Not menopause stuff, because that's rubbish. Days of the week. Do you work with the energy of the days of the week for your spell work? Do you work with the correspondences, the energies, the traditional? We're going to go through them. That's the theme for today. Little Miss Nemo, missed the first 2 minutes. Nothing much happened. You're all right. I also have several, 3 at the moment, I think it is, different courses running with the fabulous College of Psychic Studies. Do go and have a look at their website or my website and find out what's going on there. Good morning, Karen. Dragon book launch. Dragon book. Doing something a bit different this time. We're doing a free online 2.5 hour workshop on dragon magic. I'm going to do a talk. The girls and I are going to do a ritual, and we will give you some hints, tips, and guidance on working with dragons as well. And that is 22nd of June, 6 p.m. to 8:30. I mean, you don't have to be there for the whole lot, obviously. We're not going to check you in or anything. Not going to time card you. But that is on 22nd June. Everything that's happening is on my What's On page and the Kitchen Witch What's On page on our website. So if you missed anything, that's where all the info is. Sephora, it's weird. It's Wiro, new moon, which is low energy. The eclipse to watch in US, and perigee, so moon is very close. All the astrology people are buzzing. There is some weird energy going on at the moment. Definitely some weird. Okay. Little Miss Nima. Let's get some of these up. Number 1, you're covered in flowers. I am covered in flowers. I'm not sure if it's a nice dress or if I feel like my grandma's sofa. The jury's out on that one. There's a little Amiguru figure on your book. Who is she? This one is fab. This one was made for me by the lovely Emma. Isn't she fabulous? She's even got a little spider on her hat. Look, she's fab. Lots of gifties. Oh, that one was gifted by Maria. Little witchy too. Yeah, she's cool. Very clever. I couldn't do anything like that. Really not that talented. Good morning, Kerry from a rainy Clonelly. Oh no, let's get rid of the rain. We'll send some sunshine your way. David, yes, this Saturday. This month's ritual is this Saturday. Yeah, the little witchy was a gift to me from lovely Emma. Good morning, Maharet. Right, Candy. My state was in the path of the full eclipse. I watched every minute and it was awesome. 70, so this will be my last eclipse. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was phenomenal. You can't even begin to understand how ancient man, what they would have thought of it. I mean, would they have thought, oh, it's all right, it's just the moon going in front of the sun? Or would they have thought, no, end of time? Weird, isn't it? Very clever, mystical, fascinating, sciencey stuff. Yeah, absolutely. But some weird old energies. But it is, for me, it's a reset. There are eclipses, variations of eclipses on a regular basis, but nothing quite as spectacular as that one. But I think the eclipse brings a reset. It's like switching your computer off, leaving it for a few seconds, switching it back on again. It sorts out most problems. And for me, that's kind of what an eclipse does. It's a big old reset button. But yeah, it's been a bit of a weird week, that's for sure. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Jalala. Good morning, Karen. Hannah, my poetry follows the energy of the day, so I suppose that would be considered working with the daily energies. Yeah, absolutely. Each day, we'll get on it in a minute, each day has different specific energies. And if I'm working spells, I often will tie it in with the energy of the magic that each day brings. And we'll go through some of them in a minute. Good morning, Melody, from a beautiful, sunny Leicestershire. Lovely. Little Miss Nemo didn't notice the eclipse at all. No, I think over in the UK here, we didn't really have a lot to do with it. Jane, when I started witching yonks ago, yonks, that's a good word, had a ritual robe for each day of the week. Nice. Silver for Monday, red for Tuesday, etc. Sadly, they were all a size 12, and now I'm very much not size 12. Me neither. Size 12 is very much several children ago. Absolutely. Emma, my working of the day tends to be sleep, eat, and repeat. I like that idea, with some studying in between. Even better. You used to be so good with days. What happened? Life happens. The desk, yes. Changes, lots of changes. Yeah. I say witchy room. It's the witchy drum room. Half of the room is witchy. It has all of my herbs and magical stuff and my desk here. And the other half has a drum kit in it. So yeah, but it's all changing. We're having to make room for exciting stuff. Little Miss Nemo, which is beautiful. You know, if you really want to look like your grandma Seti, you have to wear cut moquette. Good word. Everyone knows that little fashion. I am, yeah. I'm still not convinced. I look a little bit like a sofa, but there you go. Dawny, the eclipse had no influence on me at all, and if anything, it made me giggle. I had so much fun with memes about the eclipse. There were a lot of very good memes. It was cloudy and misty, so no chance at all in Cornwall to see. No, we didn't see anything either. So for all of the earthquakes, yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? There has been, the Earth's having a bit of a shake-up too. Earthquakes, love it. I love it. Good morning, Maria. Janet, I watched the eclipse and it was amazing. There is some strange energy going. Ain't that the truth? I didn't practice any magic. Bless my dragon necklace. No, I didn't practice any magic. But it did cause a big shift. David, I do use the days actually now I think about it. Not thought about it till the other day. More meetings on a Wednesday, legal things on Saturdays, that sort of thing. Yes, that's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. Yes. Candy, thought, what did prehistoric people think about the eclipse? Had to scare them. Yeah, I do. What did they think? All of a sudden, the daylight went dark. Yeah, must have been frightening. Must have been. Jackie had a massive migraine. I've heard a few people say that and felt utter rubbish physically and mentally just before, during, and still from this eclipse. What is Mercury doing? Mercury's doing whatever it wants to. It is, I think it was such a big eclipse that if you are affected by it, then it's a doozy. Yeah, it's definitely. Little Miss Nemo, Reday's energies lean towards the Celtic pantheon. I suppose I would lay day magic emphasis on the deities who lend their names, so Mars, Thor, etc. Okay. Then not, yeah. Norse, yeah. And Roman, yeah. Bit of a mix there. Jackie, big florals are on trend right now. Oh, well, if they're on trend, I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, gosh, I don't want to be fashionable. Perish the thought. No, I'm going to stick with looking like a sofa. David, the eclipse. I was unconscious for the day on the eclipse, reinforcing my belief I'm a solar power like the Superman. I love it. Love it, love it. Love it. So, yes, days of the week. Now, I do often time my spell working into the days of the week, and each day of the week carries different kind of energy with it. So we are Wednesday today, and someone's doing work outside. I can hear that. Lovely. So Wednesday. Wednesday is an air day. Air element. Good for putting your washing out, I guess. It's very good for business matters, business meetings. Inadvertently booked a meeting today. Didn't realize it was Wednesday. Actually, let's be honest. I booked a meeting for 9:30 today. Yeah, 20 minutes drive from here. Until Ness said to me, you know it's Wednesday. And you've got your talk. So we had to apologise and shift the time of the meeting. Lot going on. It is also a day of change. Wednesday is good for changes, transformations, transitions. It's kind of the middle of the week, isn't it? So I think apparently Wednesday is supposed to be the most productive day of the week. But it is the middle of the week, isn't it? So it's changes and transitions kind of makes sense. Good day for communication. So again, ties in with business meetings, that kind of thing. Good day for creativity. So if you're feeling the need for inspiration of any kind, making, creating, devising, Wednesday's a good day for that. Fortune, quite a good day for good fortune, good luck. Guidance, good day for seeking guidance. So if you're doing divination, good day for that. Fortune and luck kind of go together. Good day for that. Travel, very good day for travel. I'm only traveling 20 minutes on the road, but ruled by Mercury as well, Wednesday, or Woden's Day. Tea's already here. The delivery of tea has already been made. So Wednesday, good day. Business matters, communication, changes, creativity, good luck, and travel. And I like to tie in my spells to that, if possible. I mean, obviously, there are times when you need to do a spell and you need to do it now. But if you're planning stuff, then bringing in the days of the week adds extra layers of power and energy to your spell working. The same as working with the moon phases, the sun phases. It all adds different layers of energy. And if you can add an extra layer of power to your spell, then it's all good. So Wednesday's good for that. I would say Wednesday equals Mercury, Hermes, so communications and related things. Yeah, absolutely. Jane, it is indeed. Mercredi is French for Wednesday, so a Mercury day. Yeah, absolutely. Good for communication, deliveries. Yes, Hermes. The delivery company used to be Hermes. Changed its name now, hasn't it? Some company names are based on the magical aspects of Wednesday, e.g. Mercury and Orange phone networks of your and Hermes, now Ivry. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? Communication, delivery, bit of travel thrown in there as well. It all makes sense. It does all make sense. So that's today. So that's if you're planning, Does anybody work with the days of the week? Do you have particular associations with days of the week? Had you never thought about it? Have you thought about it and decided, no, can't be bothered? Share your thoughts. So I guess really we've started at Wednesday because today's Wednesday, but tomorrow. So if you wanted to work magic on a Thursday, ruled by planet Jupiter. So Thursday is a good day for abundance. It's an earth magic type of day, ties in with abundance, finances, money, material things. Also a good day for good health. It's a good day for grounding magic. It's a good day for growth, healing, luck, prosperity, abundance, all kind of tied in together, wealth, money. That's Thursday's totally up for that. Also quite a good day for working protection spells as well. And if you're looking for a bit of a boost in the strength area, then Thursday is a good day for that as well. On to Friday. Fridays, it's a love day. It's a Venus day. Friday ruled by the planet Venus. So it is attraction. It is beauty. It's fertility. Good day for friendships. Also another good day for growth. Love of all kinds, really. Love, relationships, passion, romance. It's a water day. So Friday, emotions, love, relationship, all ties in together. Saturday, ruled by Saturn, surprisingly. Saturday's a good day for banishing things, for getting rid of things. Good day for doing any bindings. It's a good day for cleansing and purification. Kind of ties in with the banishing, doesn't it? It's releasing, it's getting rid of stuff. Also a good day for justice. Good day for protection and wisdom. If you're looking for wisdom, knowledge on anything really, but also it's a good day for working with your spirituality. That's Saturday. Sunday, ruled by the sun. It's a good day for fame. If anybody's thinking leotards, leg warmers, you're my people. If you don't know what fame is, then you're too young. Sunday, good day for hope, good day for inspiration, personal achievements, that kind of ties in with fame, promotions, prosperity, success, that all ties in as well. Sun magic, obviously, victory, success of things, also quite good for wealth as well on a Sunday. Coming around to Monday, good day to work with the ancestors. Divination, because it's a good day for clarity. Good day for dream work. It is ruled by the moon, so it's quite obviously Monday, moon day. It's a good day for all of those type of moon energies, feminine energies, fertility, healing, working with your emotions, your intuition, truth, clearing away the illusions, peace, any of your psychic abilities. It's also a good day for travel magic as well. And then Tuesday ruled by Mars is challenges, confidence, courage, defense of all types. It is fire magic, initiation, personal power, protection, strength, bit of success and wealth in there as well. But I mean, there is a list, and there's a list in some of my books as well. That's where all of the bump came from. But it ties in with the energies of the planets that rule each day. It ties in with your energies, the energies of what's happening around you. So you have to make it work for you and trust your intuition on it. If you feel that today is a good day for working love magic, then go with it. Trust your intuition on it all. Let's have a Miss Nemo, no, can't be bothered. Well, you know, it's absolutely fine. We don't all work magic in the same way. We don't all work with the same correspondences, the same structures. It has to work for you. Sephora, I have very skitty scatty, that's a good phrase, energy at the moment. Not a proverbial chance I'm going to get organised to work days in the week. So I guess I fall into the can't be asked group. I'm in that group quite a lot. In a lot of things. Jane, Friday, always the day for love spells. Yeah, absolutely. Wandrady, Friday, Venus. Yep, absolutely. I would agree with that. Denise, never thought about days of the week, so find this interesting. Fabulous. It is, you can add so many layers to spell working, and it is just one of the levels that you can add. If you can't tie in or don't want to tie in with the moon phase or the sun phase or the zodiac or, you know, any of the planetary movements, if you don't want to tie in with those days of the week, I think days of the week are very straightforward for me. And they obviously come around quicker than the moon phases do. It just adds that other level to it, as you would add herbs and crystals and anything else to boost your levels of power and correspondences for your spell working. It's just another option. Just another option. Jane, Saturday's a good day being slow and sluggish. That's my Sunday, really. My Sunday's more of that. Breakfast in the local cafe and then not a bit of gardening, and yeah, good. It's all good. Little Miss Nemo, if it's an air day, I'd suggest the usual air quarter associations and correspondences, intellect, new beginnings, initiations, etc. The elements do come into it. Today is an air day, so yeah, it's whatever works for you, and you've got to bring those energies and those correspondence in so that they work with you. Emma, I used to work with the different phases of the sun during the day when needed, and often the days themselves. Not done this for a while. You know how much I love sun magic. Working with the phases of the day, phases of the sun, brilliant. Then I don't have to wait 28 days for the moon phase to work its way around. Again, another level. So sun phases are sunrise, morning, midday, afternoon, sunset. You've got the waxing, you've got the full, you've got the waning, all in one day. So much for people with low patience like me. So much quicker to work with than the moon phases. Although the sun and the moon have different energies, so you've got to take that into account too. But you know, days of the week are interesting to work with. Every day has a slightly different energy anyway. So particularly when things happen, like the eclipse this week, that threw everything out of whack. And it will, if you really want to narrow it down, then you can bring in the zodiac signs that the moon is in as well. So there's so many levels and layers to it. In fact, if you worked with all of them, it'd probably take you a week to actually work out a spell anyway. So pick the bits that work for you. Cherry pick the bits that work from the buffet of magic. Make your own ideas of what works for you. You don't have to bring all of it in. It would take forever. Take forever to work out, let alone forever to work. Candy, I'm a fly by the seat of your pants kind of witch. Yeah, me too. If I'm needing to do something, I just do it. Organizing isn't for me. Just jump into it with both feet. I mean, I am a kitchen witch, so a lot of my magic is off the cuff. But it's, if sometimes you can plan things. Sometimes you can plan things. And if you're working with days of the week, you don't have too long to wait if you're planning ahead. Emma, I remember Fame, especially the song that accompanied it. You are not old enough to remember Fame. But now I'm singing the song in my head now, though. That's your earworm for today. Yeah, now that's really, I'm not going to sing it. Irene Cara, yes, it was. I'm not going to sing that because that would not be good. But now everyone's singing it. Jane, next Monday will just about be okay for turning our money over to double it, though the crescent moon will be a bit chubby. You and me both, crescent moon. You and me both. Monday is brilliant for working moon magic anyway. So tying that in with the moon phase, it's all good. It's all good. Hi, Leslie. Hi, felting with nature. That sounds, I'm intrigued now. Welcome. Emma, when was Fame released? It's got to be very early 80s, I would think. Very early 80s. Now we've gone really off track. A chair, bucket of water and overalls. Knew that opening dance off by heart many years ago. Yeah. Oh, the 80s, eh? Right. Jane, I'm okay with days of the week, but there are tables of magical hours as well. Oh, yes. Life got in the way of the malarkey from day one. There are so many levels because each hour of the day has correspondences with it as well. You could end up layering so many that your head would explode. Yeah, absolutely. So you have to pick what works for you. But I think it's interesting. If you're new to this pathway, if you are doing a bit of a refresher, if you want to go back to the basics, then I think it is worth having a look at the energy of the days to work your magic. It's just an interesting thing to delve into, I think, because each day will be different. Each Monday will be different throughout the year because all sorts of other stuff comes into play. The moon phases, the zodiac, the planets, the whole shebang. So each one will be slightly different. It's just another area to investigate. Yeah. Options. We like to have options. Good morning, Amanda. Karen's days depend on the work shifts. Yeah, that kind of throws a spanner in the work, doesn't it? That work thing. Yeah, I'm with you. Yes, Emma. Why is it when I hear waxing, I hit wax on, wax off? Another legendary film. Karen, when I first started doing spells many moons ago, I would look for any correspondences I could find and match them all up. Now it's usually down to my own energy and how I'm feeling. I think we evolve, don't we? I mean, when I first started, when dinosaurs were still alive, everything had to be written out, and I had all the correspondences and all the coloured candles, and I had this and I had that. My altar was laid, so it used to take ages to work a spell because everything I planned out. But then I think that's what you do at the beginning, and I think that's good training and it's good experience. I think you have to start that way to learn it all. But then you kind of go along this journey and you end up getting rid of all the tools and all the paraphernalia and working with your intuition, working with what Mother Nature gave you. But I think it's nice to come back to it on occasion to remember where you started. And I think as well, if you have a lot of people, one of the questions I get asked a lot, I've lost my connection. How do I get back on the witch bus? And going back to the basics is quite a good way of getting yourself back into that routine. So I think we kind of, to a certain degree, you can come round in a full circle, really. But yeah, your intuition is the biggest tool. Absolutely. Jane, no matter what the day's energy, if a thunderstorm comes along, it definitely takes precedence. Oh, yeah. Mother Nature rules. She does. Mother Nature rules everything. Little Miss Nemo, re-eclipse and new dark moon. Two different things. If anything, it was yesterday that knocked things out of kilter rather than Monday. Yeah, I mean, it's going to have a bit of a residual effect as well, isn't it? It's going to have that build-up energy, and then it's going to have that residual effect afterwards. So I would say it was over a few days. But yeah, it's definitely, I wouldn't say it's knocked things out of kilter. I think it's reset things. It's a bit like the Tower tarot card. It has thrown everything, everything out of the sandbox. But actually, you'll begin to realize that it was all for the right reasons, and everything has been reset into how it should be. Doesn't feel like it at the moment, but it will be. It is definitely a reset. Dawny, I find taking the time to research a spell sets the energy and concentration better for me. Yeah, now that's the other side of it, and that's a very good point. If you are going to work a spell, and some of them you have to work on the fly, and some of them work like that. But if you've got a really important thing, a really important intent, something that you really want to focus on, I think the actual preparation for it is part of the spell. You begin building that energy for the spell when you start thinking about it. And then you add to that energy when you look through your cupboards for the herbs, for the crystals, for the candle colors. You add to that energy if you write the spell down or write your chant. You're adding more layers to that, and you actually start working the spell the minute you start thinking about it, and then it adds that energy right through to you actually performing it. So yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it, Dawny. Very good point. That it does. Some spells warrant that. Some spells are okay on the fly. It's about finding the right way, isn't it? And different spells, different situations. Thank you. Fame was released in 1980. Oh, thank you. And Karen as well, 1980. No, let's not even think about how long ago that was. No. Yes, there was the film, wasn't there? And then the TV series. Yeah. Oh, memories. Good morning, Angela. David, I feel like doing an eclipse diary now. Be interesting to see how I feel in each eclipse and how far I am away from it happened. It's definitely a unique energy. And as I say, there are different eclipses. Some happen more regular than others. But it's a unique energy for sure. Thank you. Interesting topic. We try. We try. Some of the topic ideas just pop in my head the day before or a couple of days before. Sometimes people suggest them on here and we do them. I add them to my list. Sometimes people message me with ideas. So if you've got anything you want to talk about, message me with the subjects. Sometimes they relate to what's happening in the world or what's been happening to me, or it happens. And if I can't think of one, we do ask a witch and then we see where it goes. So always open to suggestions. Let Miss Nemo stop it. Look what she's doing. Look what high fidelity. I'm not going to sing. It would be very bad if I sung. Now that's in my head. I do still own leg warmers and rah-rah skirts. Just saying. Leslie, never use days of the week, more of a candle and moon phase type of girl. I use a candle magic is my go-to. So I wrote a book about it, hint, hint. It is my favorite way of working, but I tie my candle magic into the days of the week if the moon phase isn't right. And sometimes I tie the moon phase and the day into it as well. It's just, it adds extra layers, that's all. Sephora. The eclipse was 5:30 a.m. on Tuesday. Sephora is in New Zealand for us, but I was awake. Catalan, oh yeah. It was fascinating to see the various forms as they hop skipped across the totality path. no one else really saw. It's one of those phenomenon that is quite unique. Yeah. Emma, you weren't born, you're far too young. um, yeah, agree with Karen. Work with my own energy when it feels right. And that's absolutely, I do that a lot. But it's the making things work for you, isn't it? Sometimes most of the time I work with my intuition, most of the time I go with the flow. Sometimes it's interesting and unique and individual to plan something, to plan the spell and add all those layers into it. I think it's a reminder of how magic works, really. I think if you work on your intuition, quite often you find out that you're on the right moon phase anyway, because that's what happens. Leslie, don't have the patience to wait for everything to correspond. Well, there is that too. Candles have never let me down. No, they don't me either. No, I love candle magic. It is my go-to. It just adds layers. That's all. Even with candles, though, do you work with the color magic of the candles, or do you just work with white candles? Or all layers? Do you add herbs? Do you add oils? Do you add crystals? All of those things bring in extra energies. Jane, agree with you about doing things by the book to start with. It gives us a structure to do our own thing from, and it's nice to revisit sometimes. Just splashed out on 2 cloaks. Oh, we need to see photos of those, obviously. Haven't worn magical clothes for ages, but would like to get back into it. Life can feel pretty unmagical these days, so anything that makes it feel magical is very welcome. Love it. We do need to see photos of those. I have 3 cloaks. They're probably all very dusty at the moment. I haven't worn them for a long time. The cloak does make you feel magical, doesn't it? It's kind of a key to putting on that magical persona. Yeah, it switches something. Yeah, totally impractical. Beautiful, totally impractical. The amount of times I've tripped over them at rituals or nearly set myself on fire, or all of those things. Some things are keys, aren't they? Now I have a shawl that I use when I hedge ride or when I meditate, and putting that on kind of switches into that mode. Again, we all use different things, we all work in different ways. So Little Miss Nemo, doing the moon phases oak lesson at the moment and have yet to get to grips with the difference between new and dark moons. I just can't get my brain to obey at the moment. Okay, think of it this: the dark moon, nothing in the sky. Dark moon because the sky is completely dark. And for me, the dark moon is about inner work. It's a pause button. The dark moon for me is a pause before all the moon phases start again. But the key with it being the dark moon is the sky is completely black and you can't see the moon at all. The new moon is when you can see that very first slither of moon in the sky. The confusion comes because most diaries and calendars mark the new moon when it's still dark. So there is confusion there. So I can absolutely understand why it gets confusing. But the straightforward way is to think, if the sky is black, if you can't see the moon at all, then it's a dark moon. As soon as you get that little slither, you've got a new moon. But any problems, email me or email the girls. Any problems at all, just drop us an email. We'll talk you through it. Emma, I've been thinking I could focus on one day a week and see what the day feels like, if you get what I mean. Oh, absolutely. I know it'll change from weeks to weeks. It's a very interesting project to do. It's a bit like when we teach about moon magic, we ask students to keep a moon diary so that you can see how your energy, how your emotions, how you feel on each phase of the moon, because it does affect us. Do the same with the days of the week. That's a brilliant idea, Emma. Love it. Let us know how you get on with that. In fact, that would make a very nice challenge. She's head. Email Ness and Heather, the support email. I think there's a challenge we could put out to people there, Emma. I think you've had a brain moment there. Let's do a challenge with it. Limitless Nemo. I've been charting every day since full moon with emphasis on astrological aspects and want to carry on for another month, focusing on rituals for each phase. I think if you're new to moon magic, or if you've never worked with the moon phases before, keeping a moon diary is the best way to do it. Each phase will affect different people differently, and it will affect your emotions, your energy, what you're doing, how you feel. And it's not until you actually jot it all down that you realize that there's a pattern to it. It's interesting to do. Your candle magic book arrives today. Yay! It's here somewhere. I moved everything around. It is here somewhere. I love candle magic. It is my absolute go-to. Yeah. Rubber skirts. Never had one, but I was surrounded by them. No skirt pun intended. It was just so iconic. I miss the 80s. I do have a couple of rubber skirts. I do still have leg warmers. I do still have a lot of my brooches from the 80s. You might see me wearing them sometimes. The big old Diamante ones. Yep, I still have some of mine from the 80s. I still have a couple of pairs of earrings from the 80s. Big plastic coloured stars. Yeah. Take me back to 1984 and leave me there. That'd be lovely. Thank you. With all the pop music, I'd be happy as Larry. Don't know who Larry is, but I'd be happy anyway. David, just realised I do all my offerings, feeding the plants on a Friday, spreading the love to everyone else. This is what I mean about when we do things by intuition, but then realise that actually we've tied in with something. It's like doing a growth spell and then realising you've actually worked it on the new moon. And the same with this. You're doing stuff automatically because your intuition is telling you to, and actually it's tied in with the world, the universe, the everything. Yeah. We'll look up your. Thank you. You'll find them all on my website. It's up there. There's links to them all up there. There are a lot. Brace yourself. Emma, with candles, I go with whatever colour I'm drawn to. Herbs the same. Absolutely. And that is how it should be. Jane, the universe is on duty 24/7, so I'm sure it's okay to do our own thing. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I think, it guides us. Your intuition guides us. Maria, I have a cloak for the rituals outside, but then we were locked down. Yeah, it threw a spanner in the works for a lot of stuff, didn't it? But it's coming back. It's coming back. Leslie, absolutely. Colours of candles really add to the power and focus. Also, dressing them properly makes all the difference. Yep. Don't know if it's because I'm a Sagittarius, but I just love magic that involves fire of any kind. I'm a Scorpio, so I am a water sign, but I love fire. Love me some burning stuff. It's layers. Whether it is the colour of your candle, the oil that you dress it with, your herbs that you add, the crystals that you wear with, the day of the week, the moon phase, sun phase, all different layers, and they all add energy to your spell. All at the same time would probably be a bit of an overload, but you know what I mean. New and dark. Yes, that's it. Yes, sense. Good. The diaries and the calendars like to mess with your head. Yeah, absolutely. Always regarded the first slither of the new moon because it's new. Absolutely. And the dark moon is dark because it's no moon. Yeah, it does get confusing. And yeah, calendars don't help. Thank you for backing up with common sense. It's not often that I have common sense. Sephora, we use moon gardening diary, so quite tuned in. But as we've just flipped with daylight saving time, yeah, that throws a spanner in the works too. Gone from a 10 p.m. start to 8 p.m. start over 2 weeks. Head spin. The time adjustment thing is mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. Jane, if you want to see the cloaks, go to Hippie Clothing Co. website. Purple or green or both. Well, both, obviously. First cloak is rust-coloured velvet jobby with leafy braid around it. Oh, it sounds lovely. Oh, but the leaves are scratchy. Yes, I have a cloak with leaves on it, and it's a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah. It's now embellished with mold spots from being in the wardrobe unused for so long. No, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, my one with leaves is a bit uncomfortable. Oh dear. Existential. Never liked the word existential. Having an existential crisis. Am Am I in control of my life, or are the other worlds? Well, now there's a question. Me, obviously, that's a silly question. If I left the other worlds to do things, nothing would get done other than hugging trees or sitting in streams singing to frogs. I like the idea of sitting in a stream singing to frogs. I love frogs. My drum spirit is a frog. I'd go with the last one, David. Let's just go and sit in the stream and sing to the frogs. Jane, my daughter wore rah-rah skirts in the 80s. Just saying that makes me feel geriatric. I left school in 1985. So a teenager in the 80s. Yeah, 80s were the best. Yeah. Little Miss Nemo. Never done moon magic, but I've always followed astrological phases. So the phonology wheel really helped with observations for me. Yes, the phonology wheel is a fabulous idea. If people aren't aware of that, do have a look. It's quite interesting. Makes it it's not really very good for writing on, but the idea of it is very good. Moon magic is fascinating and probably the backbone of a lot of what witches work with. It's a powerful energy for sure. Jane, washing day was traditionally on a Monday, working with the tide. I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. Oh, hello, Larry. Oh, happy as Larry. Larry, thank you, Lorraine. Larry was a boxer from New Zealand, I think. He won a fight and the amount he was paid was one of the biggest for the time, hence the saying, happy as Larry. Okay, I'm definitely happy as Larry then. Brilliant. Little Miss Nemo. Want to make my own cloak, but I would have nowhere to wear it. You don't need anywhere to wear it. Wear it for working magic. Swan about the house in it. No, no one says you have to go out and do stuff. Wear it around the house, doing the housework. Don't wear it cooking because, fire and cloak's not a good mix. If you want a cloak, have one and just wear it for when you're working magic. They are a bit of a key. I'm doing this as me putting my cloak on. They are a bit of a key. They do switch you into that magical mode. Sephora, have a very healthy respect of fire. Suspect past life experience. Yeah, probably one or two of us have been burnt at the stake. Fire for me is transformation, whether it is in the form of a candle flame or a bonfire. It is transformation of all kinds. It can destroy, but it does so that you can rebuild. But yes, definitely having a healthy respect for is always good. Angela, for moon magic and astronomical associations, the book Picatrix is a fabulous book. So's mine. But Beneath the Moon, my moon magic book. Just drop that in there. Emma, I have a toy witch that I received as a Christmas present from school in 1985. Wonder if that was an early hint. Yeah, definitely. Angela, I often split the daylight hours and the dark hours into 12 each and use those for my magical timings rather than the normal clock. Perfect. 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 Karen was a teenager in the 70s, punk rock, Bowie, Bob Marley, Motown, Rolling Stones, funk. What a decade. Yes. My husband Pete was a teenager in his 70s. He loves the 70s glam stuff as well as the punk. See, I know Bob Marley from the 80s. I'm more familiar with the Bowie, 80s Bowie as well. What a legend. What a legend. David, the moon always had a weird effect on me when I was a kid. Didn't even need to see her. My mood would change and I would. It affects a lot of people. It moves the oceans. So, playing with our little brains is very easy for it. Jane, I went out on my bike doing Avon calls. There's a thing. Wearing my cloak one day, was billowing in the wind. And as I rode past some kids, one of them said, "She's a witch." Excellent. David, climbing upstairs in all fours and other stuff. I was a weird kid. I suspect we were all a bit weird and still are, and proud of it. Karen, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, very 70s. Question of the day from Sephora. Is dragon snot hot and smoky? It would have to be. I'm thinking lava. That kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I'd go with. Answers on a postcard. So I think it's all about it's all about layering. It's all about adding levels to your magical working, and it's all about what works for you. So if you just work with the moon phases, brilliant. If you work with the sun phases, brilliant. If you want to add in different layers, it's definitely worth experimenting and seeing what works for you and seeing what resonates with you. You might find it easier to work with the energy of the days of the week for particular spell working rather than the moon, or both, bringing them all in. The wonderful thing about witchcraft is that you can make it personal to you. It's your journey, it's your pathway, and you can bring in what works for you. And whereas I say Wednesday, good for luck, fortune, business matters, you might feel that Monday's better for it. There's no right or wrong here. It has to feel right to you. And that's where your intuition comes in. If it feels right, go with it. If it feels a bit hinky, don't do it. And that goes for everything in life, really. That's not just for spell work. There's everything in life. Jane, 65 to 67 were my rock and roll years. Still got all the vinyl. Lost the plot in 68 when bubblegum music took over. I was born in 1968. Vinyl. We have a huge amount of vinyl in his house. It is Pete's thing. He loves his vinyl. And we've got all different sorts of coloured vinyl as well. Yeah, there's definitely something a bit special about vinyl, isn't it? Going to Woolworths on a Saturday morning and looking through the singles or the 12-inch remixes. My Frankie says, relax. Remember when I bought the 12-inch single of that? Fabulous. Still got it. Looking at the album covers, opening up the album cover and reading the words. Brilliant. Yeah, it's not the same these days. Yeah, lava snot. Dragons have lava snot. Definitely. Dawny, doing candle magic, always find it fascinating how the flame reacts while burning. It's definitely worth watching. I write about it in my candle magic book. It's definitely worth watching how the flame burns when you're working your spell, because it can be a tell about how quickly the spell is going to work or how successful it is, or not, as the case may be. Maria, question about your blue book behind you. Is the moon book another one that you wrote before? Now this is the next one out. It's out end of April, May, I think. Listen, it's a hardback. Moon books are doing some special editions. Mine's the first one to come out. Morgan Daimler has one, and Jenna Talendrew has one coming out later. It's a hardback collector's edition, and it contains Kitchen Witchcraft and Moon Magic, the two pagan portals that I wrote that have become bestsellers, and they are both in here. They are, you can see, look, there's Kitchen Witchcraft, and Moon Magic is in here as well. So you've got the two Pagan Portals books in one book for less than the price of the two books individually, I might say. Moon Magic. It's literally those two books in a really nice hardback. It's a bit of a special collector's edition, but that's out. That's available for pre-order. That's out April, May. So yes, it is the two Pagan Portals, Kitchen Witchcraft and Moon Magic. They're just bound in a very nice, fancy hardback. Angela, Pink Floyd, The Who, 10 years after Jethro Tull. Like The Who, I have to say I'm not a big Floyd fan. Does anyone else see things? Yes, in the flame of a candle, always. Flame scrying, pyromancy, yeah. The only thing I would say about reading from flames is flames can be a bit unpredictable. So sometimes they lie. But yes, always, always. Karen, we used to go to Richard Branson's shop to look for singles. He used to be a right grump. Sephora, got married in 91 and the earrings I chose were spectacular. Think Elizabethan pearl, black and sparkly. Got them out the other day and thought poor earlobes. Oh, yes, some of the big old earrings we used to wear. Yes. Yeah, very heavy. David, just put in a pre-order for the book to cheer me up. Oh, that best medicine ever. Best medicine ever. Maria, I haven't got Kitchen Witchcraft was my first book ever, Maria. Kitchen Witchcraft was the first book I wrote. Wrote it back in 2012, published in 2013. That was the first one. That was a long time ago. Long time ago. So I'm going to wrap up now so that Ness doesn't tell me off when she picks me up and I'm not ready. We will let you know later about what we've been up to today. But do keep an eye out. There's an awful lot going on with Kitchen Witch at the moment. It is lots of exciting stuff. Lots of exciting stuff. Thank you for today, as always. Do have a look at the days of the week if you've not worked with them. It's an interesting thing to delve into. But your witchcraft is your own. Your journey is your own. So, absolutely make it your own. And always trust your intuition, because your intuition will never, ever let you down. It just won't. So have a fabulous week. Don't forget to check out the events on the websites. And hopefully we'll see some of you at the ritual on Saturday evening. Otherwise, have a fabulous week, everyone. And I will see you next time.